I'll be very honest with you. Till just a couple of hours ago, I wasn't too keen on the upcoming Hitman. Not only did I think the previous entry in the series, Absolution, was a disappointing title for fans of not just the series, but of the stealth genre in general, I'm also not a huge fan of the episodic structure Square Enix are going with. I went in expecting an underwhelming experience and came out pleasantly surprised and thoroughly delighted. Let me paint a word picture for you. My mission was to sneak into a yacht, heavily crowded, and take out my target in the middle of a party. I walked up to the gangplank and was told by the guards that they could not let me in. I walked to a shed nearby and saw a mechanic. I took him out, changed into his clothes, but by the time I'd made it onto the yacht, my target had moved to an upper deck, where mechanics were not allowed. I noticed that the yacht crew was allowed to go upstairs, so I entered the kitchen where I found a lonesome cook. I took him out, hid his body into the freezer, and changed into his clothes.
Okay.
I climbed up the stairs. The game informed me that my target would notice that I'm not part of his yacht's crew if I got too close, so I decided to work near him, where I would remain close enough to him without drawing attention, and listen in on his conversation. He met up with a fellow dressed in a white suit and a hat, and the two decided to go somewhere less crowded to talk business. As he started moving again, I decided it was my time to move in for the kill. I equipped my silenced gun and it turned out that this was the stupidest thing I could have done in that scenario. As soon as my gun was out, the crowd around me panicked, the guards went on alert and were on top of me within seconds. Mission failed. I decided to take another path this time, sneak in as a security guard, take an extremely violent approach and kill anyone I see. All throughout this, I never got frustrated, because every time the reason for my getting caught seems extremely logical, extremely authentic, so much so that it was hard to argue with it, and I just had to accept that I'd messed up. I was expecting a tightly scripted stealth experience, but the game just blew wide open with limitless opportunities and endless possibilities. The real hero here is the AI. If you're dressed as a mechanic, you should not get close to the supervisors of the mechanics, because they'll probably realize you're not working for them and are not who you say you are. NPCs react to sight and sound as realistically as you'd expect them to, or wouldn't expect them to, since this is still just a game. While I was playing the yacht mission on what was probably my 6th attempt, as I approached the gangplank, I noticed the fellow dressed in a white suit and the hat that my target had been meeting with in one of my earlier attempts. An idea sprang up into my mind. I caught the man in white's attention and led him into an area where the guards couldn't spot me. I snapped the man's neck, changed into his clothes, got onto the boat and met with my target. We were meeting for the first time, so he did not know me by face. He led me into his office, and as soon as we were alone, I successfully took him out. In another mission in the beta, I had to sneak into an airbase, heavily guarded with armed guards and soldiers, of course, and take out a man who was going to escape by getting into a plane and flying out of there. You can either take out your target the old-fashioned way, sneak in, kill him, sneak out, or you can do something else entirely. For example, I eavesdropped on a conversation between two mechanics. One of them had to make some repairs on the plane my target was about to use to make his escape. I promptly took out the mechanic, changed into his clothes, tampered with the seat ejection of the plane, went up to my target and asked him to come with me to the plane to test the repairs. He went up in an explosive ball of flames. There are two things going so far for this game, as far as this beta goes: the impressive reactive AI, and the sheer number of options you can choose from while deciding how to execute your mission. A few hours ago, Hitman did not even have my curiosity. Now it has my undivided attention.
I hope you know what you just did. The chopper leaves at dawn. Now get out of my sight.
So what happens now?
You go back into the world, disappear, stay on your own and on the move. When we need you, we will contact you.
And sodas?
He played his hand, and he lost. He cannot touch us now. Still, I can't believe we beat him at his own game.
If you know your enemy.
Quite right. I should tell you, the trail went dead after Romania. Our team found no records of any kind. No name. Nothing.
I think they called me 47.
That's not a name.
So make it one.
All right. Agent 47.
If you like what we're doing, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. See you soon!